Diva. Hey guys, it's Diva here, and today's video is my first video in the series of what I've learned from the French, and I'm super excited about this because I'm like such a Francophile. I'm obsessed with the French culture and just everything that has to do with France and the French. It's more specifically French women that I'm obsessed with. I just think they're so stylish and chic, and there's so many things that I've learned from them and so many things that I can relate to, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this series, just to share some tips that I've learned from them and some things that kind of correlate with my life, and thought that would be interesting for you guys just to hear a little bit about, and just to share some fashion and beauty tips along the way. So this series will be uploaded, these videos will be uploaded the first Friday of every month for the next few months, so do check out for the other upcoming videos. And let's get started with today's video. So seeing as how I am a fashion and beauty channel, I myself am a fashion and beauty channel, as I have a fashion and beauty channel, I thought I would talk about fashion and beauty first. So when it comes to fashion, I have learned some great tips from French women, and the first tip that I learned, it's all about investment pieces, and this is something that I adhere to, like it's a part of my life. It's all about investment pieces, staples. So by that, it's invest in a really good handbag, invest in really good shoes. Like those are pieces that are going to take you from here to eternity, really. Like if you had a handbag, you bought a really nice, let's say a Chanel bag, you could have that for the rest of your life. Like why not invest in something that you could literally have for a lifetime? And a handbag is great too because, you know, your weight can fluctuate. You might have kids, you might gain weight, you might lose weight. So, you know, your clothes don't necessarily always fit you the same way if you're fluctuating in weight, but your handbag will always fit. So why not invest in something that will never change, will never steer you wrong? So that's why I think handbags are a great investment. And I always say shoes are a great investment because they're on your feet and you're on your feet all day. You want something that's made well, that's gonna last you a really long time. Especially with the money that you're gonna spend on an investment piece, make sure that it's made well and it takes you the long haul. And I just want to say, you don't have to necessarily spend a lot of money on these investment pieces. Like I don't want you to go broke just because you have to have like a Birkin bag or a Chanel bag. If you can afford it, go for it. If you can't, a lot of places make really nice bags. I personally think the best thing to do is invest in a classic shape and like this classic basic color, like a black bag, maybe something nude or tan, you know, a white bag maybe. I would probably just say like a black tote or, you know, a clutch, you know, things that are gonna be versatile, that you could literally wear like every single day of your life if you could. That's always gonna be a part of your wardrobe. So definitely look out for things like that. And if, like I said, if you can't afford like a big designer, then go for a label that just makes it with good quality. Like just get a leather bag then, if you don't want a Chanel bag, let's say. So there are always things in everyone's budget. So just do a little bit of research and you can definitely find something that fits your budget. But if you can get the Chanel bag, get the damn Chanel bag. Trust me, Chanel is like it, okay? Get a Chanel bag. Something else that I really like, this is something I really haven't tried this. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to try this anytime soon, but it's the concept of a 10-item wardrobe. And basically, it is what it sounds like. You have like 10 items in your closet. It's kind of like, I mean, how many times have you walked into your closet and so you have a closet full of clothes and you're like, oh my god, I have nothing to wear. Like that happens to me so many times. I have all these clothes and I'm like, I have nothing to wear, where I have to go shopping, I have to, you know, and it's like, you have all these clothes, what do you mean you have nothing to wear? So I think it's such like an American thing, but for French women, it's all about having, again, investment pieces and staple pieces. So these are things that are going to take you season after season, that's going to just be there for the long haul. Basically in fashion, you want to just get things that are going to be there for you, okay? So some staple pieces could be a nice trench coat, a nice white blouse, like a tailored shirt, black slacks, jeans. Some people are like about jeans, but I think a good pair of denim, like in a dark wash is a good investment piece. Some nice shoes, so like a court shoe, a nice pump, nice pair of boots. So things like that that literally you could wear for years and years and years. And as far as what kind of colors to wear to, you should probably stick with basic colors. So like blacks, navy, beige, you know, neutrals that again you can mix and match and wear them different kinds of ways, because really a lot of French women legitimately wear the same thing, but they just wear it differently, so you never know. Kind of like with the scarf. Everyone knows a French woman in her scarf. So this is a scarf that I have wrapped on my head today, but sometimes I wear it like a regular scarf and I tie it different ways, or sometimes I tie it on my handbag. So it's really good to have pieces that are versatile, so it looks like you have something different on, but you're really just wearing the same thing. And this is also a really good example, not my fur, but the sweater I'm wearing. This is a French Connection sweater, but it's just like a classic sweater. It kind of reminds me of just being, you know, a bit Parisian. It's like my Parisian sweater. But to kind of make it different and make it more me, I put on some fur. Like nothing is more diva than a piece of fur. So I threw this on just to give it some edge and just to give it my flavor. And that's another thing too. Just because they're saying, you know, have these basics in your wardrobe doesn't mean you can't have fun with fashion. Fashion is supposed to be fun. So, and especially the younger girls are kind of adhering to this more, where they might like have like some chucks on, or they'll just throw something that's a little different, just a little quirky, that throws off the outfit. But if you really look at the base of the outfit, it's pretty basic and standard. It's like staple pieces, and they'll throw things on top of it. And I think especially there's so many trends that come and go, but there's so many trends I think are fun. It's like, why not wear, you know, remember turquoise was like everything. Don't say never try a trend, but you can always just interchange the different trends with the basics that you have. So that's something that I really like, is that you have staples that can last you for years, and all you do really is just, you know, when the fur is out or this fur is out, I can chuck this, and I can still wear this sweater and then throw something else on top of it. So I really, really like that. Something else that I think is a great fashion tip that I've learned from the French is tailoring. Even if you have on the most expensive dress of all time, if it doesn't fit you well, it's gonna look like crap. I mean, we've seen it on the red carpet so many times. These celebrities get these $1,000 gowns, and so-and-so made the worst dress list because it didn't fit her correctly. So really think about that. And on the other hand of that, also think about tailoring something that's not necessarily the most expensive thing, but if you get something that's well tailored and, you know, that fits you like a glove, it's gonna look expensive too. So you look more polished and more put together. So tailoring, I think, is something that we don't really think about a lot now, but tailoring I think is something that's really important, and I think that will really help you with your wardrobe and, you know, just putting together a polished look. And on the subject of being polished and put together, something else I've learned from the French, and I'll say a lot of European women and women in my family, is about looking polished, looking like you made an effort. I'm not saying we have to leave our house looking like we're going to the red carpet, but at least leave your house looking like you made an effort. So I'm talking about the girls in the Uggs and the sweats and the leggings. And I get leggings, I'm not so harsh about. I know I have yoga classes, and sometimes I have to run errands before or after class, so you might catch me in leggings, you know, in the store or something really quickly. So I'm really not gonna harp on that too much. But even when I have that, I'll put on like a fun sweater, like one of the Wild Fox sweaters that I have with the smiley faces I wore in another video. I bring that with me every time I go to yoga, so I can throw it on, and I have these boots that I put on after class. So you at least look like you made an effort. I think that's what's most important. Just look like you tried, because I'm sorry, it's like one of my pet peeves in life when people, this is like, I see this way too often, when people wear pajamas outside of your house. When did that become okay? It is not okay to wear pajamas outside of your house. There is no excuse for that, ever, ever, ever. I don't care. Stop doing it. I legitimately saw a girl who had on pajamas at the mall, yet she found the time to blow out her hair and had a full face of makeup on. Like, where are your priorities? Put on some clothes, stop the madness. And I'm from California, I'm from Los Angeles, we like invented casual. So I know that we have a laid-back style here, but it's getting out of hand, and it's like, you can see I'm getting like fired up about it, because I really, really just don't understand it. You can wear jeans and a t-shirt, That's fine. I'm not saying you have to wear a ball gown, but these pajamas, Uggs, sweatshirts, it's like, stop the madness. One of my favorite quotes, I'm probably going to alienate a lot of people when I say this. It's not my quote, it's from Karl Lagerfeld, and you know he runs his mouth like none other. But he says that sweatpants are a sign you've given up. Like, you've given up on your life, so you bought a pair of sweatpants. And honestly, I have to agree with the Kaiser on this one. Sweatpants are not a good look. There's never an excuse. Never, ever, 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 ever. You can have sweats inside your house maybe, but like, I own Uggs, but you will never see me with Uggs outside of my house. It's just not happening. So just, yeah, let's work on getting a more polished look. Just make an effort. You know, that's how I was raised. Go to church. It's church. I see people looking crazy at church. Doctor's office, any appointments you had, visiting people. My mom always made sure that we were dressed. So please, let's just try to bring that back. And don't get me started on how way people are flying. I can just go on and on about this, but I'm going to stop right here. So that's something I like, that they make an effort. So please, please try to make an effort, please. So moving on to beauty, something that I subscribe to as part of the French philosophy is the le no makeup look. And basically, it's looking like you don't have any makeup on. I like makeup, but I'm really not a makeup girl. Like, I don't have 5,000 products like some people have. I know people that have like a chest full, like a trunk full of makeup. I'm like, where are you going? Like, what is going on? And yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, but I do like putting on makeup. And their philosophy is basically just look like you don't have any on, and just be really subtle with it, because you want to show, the point of makeup is to just emphasize your own beauty and bring you out, not to make you look like a different person. Especially with like the contouring and everything. It's like, who are you really underneath all of this? You know, who are you really? Like, let's see the real you and let your beauty come through. So I kind of like that philosophy when it comes to makeup. And I also like the fact that for them, it's all about emphasizing one thing. So for instance, today I have on a red lip. So I did a little liner, mascara, and I have, you know, a little powder and blush on, but mostly the lip is the focus. And if I, let's say, had done a smoky eye or did, you know, something more dramatic with the eyes, I do a neutral lip. So it's all about balancing and just emphasizing one thing opposed to another. It's not about, you know, putting on that war paint. That's what I call it. Just, where are you going? You're like, you're going to class. What is the deal with the war paint? So I don't get that either. That's something else I'm perplexed by. And I like that concept too, because I do sometimes will actually like do a little bit, you know, fill in the brows, contour a little bit, do all that stuff. And that's mostly when it's a special event. And for me, it's like, if you always have on this war paint every single day, let's say it's a special occasion, you really just look the same. You know, if you always have all that makeup on, and then it's your wedding day and you just have all this makeup on, you don't look, you know. But I like wearing a little makeup, being subtle, and then when I go out, people are like, oh, you look, you know, people are just kind of like, oh, you look different today. Wow, you look great. So I really like that as well. I'll just touch on this just a little bit about skincare and beauty, that the French, where we emphasize more on makeup and let's camouflage and contour and conceal and do all these things, they're more about let's take care of what's underneath all the makeup, like your actual skin. So that's something that I really, really can relate to, and I talked about it in my other videos, so you can just check back for those to see the recommendations I have, or I should say my favorite French skincare products. I think they really do have the best products. They work, I swear, they're the only things that work on my skin are French skincare products. So I just find them to work really, really, really well and be made of really great quality. And I like the philosophy. It's about being gentle and taking care of your skin. So yeah, check out those videos, but that's something that I also subscribe to. So in the realm of beauty, but kind of moving away from the superficial, some of the philosophies that I also really admire and can relate to with the French are about beauty in general. And one of the expressions that they have is, it's called bien dans sa peau. And basically it just means beautiful in your skin. So it's just about feeling beautiful in the skin that you're in. And I think that that's such a great message. It's just about accepting who you are and embracing who you are and being comfortable with yourself. So it's more than just what you look like, but it's just about being comfortable with the way you laugh, the way you smile, the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you look, you know, it's just all encompassing. So I think that's such a great message, and I wish especially a lot of young girls would focus on that instead of wanting to change this and change that. It's just like, okay, I have a gap, or I have a big nose, or my eyes are too far apart. Embrace it, love it. And another expression that they have that kind of goes with the same kind of mentality is called jolie laide. Excuse me, jolie laide. And basically, it literally is translated to pretty ugly. And it doesn't mean like, oh my god, you're so ugly, you're pretty ugly. It just means that there's something pretty about your quote unquote ugliness. So you just embrace it. You know, if you have a gap, don't get braces to close it. Embrace the gap. Smile. Show people your gap, you know? If you have a big forehead, don't wear bangs all the time to hide it. I mean, you could wear bangs. Push it back some days and let your forehead like come out and just show the world, I'm proud of my forehead. So I really, really love these philosophies, and I just wish more people were like that. And you know, it's just crazy to me. I've seen so many young girls, especially, it's so scary out there, where parents, you know, you get a boob job at like 16, you get this at that, and I'm just like, oh my god, what are we teaching our daughters? You know, embrace who you are, love who you are. And it's more about, you know, just acceptance. And I think that's something that we could do a better job of here in the States, especially with the media that we have. It's all about beauty, what you look like, but it's not about the beauty on the inside. So that's why I really, really appreciate their philosophy and these expressions that they have. And some good examples, if you don't know what I mean, if you really look at a French woman, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful, but most of them really aren't that we would consider in the States beautiful. Like, they're not like devastatingly, like, it's not like a Sofia Vergara, you know, it's not like a Scarlett Johansson where it's like, oh my god, like, they're so gorgeous. Like, French women are usually just lean, you know, there's nothing like extra special about them, but for some reason they're always the most alluring woman in the room. And one actress, she's actress singer, her name is Lou Doyon, and she, to me, I think she's really cool and like hip and fun, but if you look at her, she's not traditionally beautiful, but there's something about her that I just find mesmerizing. And her sister Charlotte Gainsbourg, she's like the same way. They're not like traditionally beautiful where people are dying over them, but there's something beautiful about them. There's something that they just put out there. And I think it's also because their emphasis isn't on beauty there. It's just more like the way you dress and fashion and the way you put yourself together and then things like that. That I'll get into that in other videos about their emphasis is more on like the mind, and that's something that I can really, really appreciate. That'll be in another video, but it's more of the brain than beauty. They're more brains than beauty. But they do care about what they look like, and they do want to be presentable. But that's really the extent of it. It's not about, I need to be the most beautiful girl in the world. It's more of just like, okay, let me just be presentable and respect myself and go out there and be polite and, you know, look well and present myself well. So that's something that I really, really respect and admire. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this first video in the series. Again, this is all in good fun, and I don't want anyone to think that I've been brainwashed by the French and I'm all French all the time. I am not, no. I was raised, I'm African, but I was raised with some European flair, so that's why there are a lot of things that are, I have a lot of similarities with French women as far as the way they approach fashion and beauty and other things that I'll be getting into in the other videos. And all I'm really kind of just trying to convey is that we really should make an effort. I think that's important. That's one of the takeaways I've taken from the French, and I hope that you guys will just think about. You don't have to take away everything, but if anything resonates with you, kind of think about it and take it away. But one takeaway from this video I hope that you guys have is just make an effort. Just make an effort, even if it's just putting on lip gloss that day. You know, there's something to be said about someone who makes an effort and just looks presentable. It's just, you give off the impression that you care about yourself and that you're asking people to, hey, to kind of give you some respect and demand a certain something. So that's all I mean by putting your best foot out there and looking put together and polished. And also it's about loving yourself and what you look like. Makeup is fun. Makeup is so much fun, but I think a lot of people use it as a mask. I know some girls that you will never see me without my makeup on. Like, they're just so about their makeup because it's like their war paint. And makeup shouldn't be about that. It's about emphasizing who you are and having the real you come out. And again, it's about being comfortable in your own skin, and it's about pretty ugly, you know? Embracing what makes you unique and different, not what makes you ugly. I think it's just an expression. But it's about if you have a big nose, love your freckles, love everything about you. You're more curvier, love your curves. If you're like tall and thin and lean, love that too. I think all women are great and beautiful. We just have to learn how to love ourselves. So I hope that you guys got that from this video, and that you just see that it's just all comes down to loving yourself. And I'll just leave you with this, just something to think about, a little homework assignment. So if you're wondering, okay, I think I kind of know how to be French, and maybe you need some kind of icon inspiration. One of my favorite icons, French actresses, is Brigitte Bardot, and my theory is I always want to be more Bardot than Monroe. If you really think about it, they were both kind of the same. You know, Brigitte Bardot and Marilyn were both just glamorous actresses, sex kittens. But if you look at it, Marilyn was always done up, always just, I'm Marilyn, and you know, and Brigitte was more wavy hair. She was more, you know, that's something else about the French. I ain't talking about it too much, but just I'm more like that too with just my hair. They don't straighten their hair a million times like we do here with the curling irons and this. They just let their natural hair color. Not saying no one ever dyes their hair or straightens their hair ever, but you know what I'm saying? They're all about that bedhead, like just easy breezy, effortless look. It's very chic. And that's more Brigitte. And I'm more like that too, where it's like you don't look like you're trying so hard. And Marilyn was always put together and like looked like she was trying hard, and we all know what ended up happening to her. And Brigitte Bardot is still alive and still doing her thing. So I just think it's kind of interesting. They kind of came up around the same time and we're pretty much the same person. But Brigitte's one, Marilyn, oh. But I love Marilyn. I think she's fabulous too. But I thought that was just like a fun comparison. So kind of think about that and check out some of Brigitte Bardot's movies, and you'll see that there was something strong and sexy about her, but she didn't have to always have her hair. Like Marilyn's hair never moved. You know what I mean? If you really look at her movies, her hair never moved. And Brigitte wasn't about that. You know, it's about being fun and sexy and loving yourself and your womanhood, and all she did really was wear liner. Like Brigitte Bardot, I don't know if she even wore makeup, to be honest. Like I swear she only wore liner. At least that's what it looks like, because you know, that whole no makeup look. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys with that for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.